Okay, this is our first live, so I'm trying to make sure everything is in order. I have my phone so I can kind of watch the comments. And yeah, he was just like, get on your phone. So I'm like, ah, okay. Everything is in order. I have my okay, awesome. We also have a guided conversation. We're going to talk a little bit about gardening, our animals, who exactly we are. This is a little tall.
You want to go down?
Let me try to make this shorter. Oh no, but I taped this thing. Hold on.
Yeah, she did.
There we go. Okay.
Better.
So consider the ant. Looks like she's on with us, or was on with us. We're going to wait a little bit to see if other people are watching. 2 people are watching. Say hello if you're watching, and don't forget to like the video. It helps when you guys are letting us know you're watching. Okay. And
you may be wondering where we...
Bar Run Forge is on.
Hey. So y'all may be wondering where we are. We're actually in my shed right now. We didn't want to do it indoors because we have children and stuff. And then, of course, in the garden was way too cold. So we kind of hunkered down in my little work shed that we have.
Kiana's on!
Hey!
I'm going to text you back. I just can't take a picture of the cat litter right now, but we get it from, we get it from Aldi. We get it on sale at Aldi. Sometimes it's just super cheap there, so we just grab it from there. The cats don't seem to really care. It's kind of like the sandy kind. Okay. Anyway.
So.
Who are we?
Well, I'm Nathan.
I'm Carmen.
And we are at what's called the Brook Trout Homestead.
Okay. So, with that being said, our name was the Brook Trout Homestead, and it's still what we call our homestead. Because we combined our blended family's last names. So Brook Trout. But when I started the channel, he didn't even know I really started it.
I didn't.
I started it because I wanted to see the progress and the transformation from what we had when we bought the house to now, and from gardening in the beginning to now. So I just wanted to mark the progress. I thought it'd be pretty cool to see like a before and after. And he's so good. You could probably watch the...
All right, I'll keep an eye on it.
He's so good at just taking charge of things that he was kind of like, let's do this a little further. But so Brook Trout Homestead was the original name of our channel. And then for, I don't know, months, I just started feeling really weird, uneasy. I just felt the Holy Spirit. Like, I just felt kind of very just contemplating the name. I was like, I feel like we should change our name to something that represents truly the heart of the entire thing. I felt like the Lord wanted his name in this. The name came so quickly. I mean, I didn't even have to really meditate on it. Jesus loving homesteader. We love the Lord, and we are trying to get more self-sufficient in what we're doing.
Yeah.
So Jesus loving homesteader, it clicked and it did it, and we love it. So that's how we are Jesus loving homesteader.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Our children are awesome. They're bringing us hot chocolate. We are bundled. We are cold.
It's like 30 degrees here in Northeast Texas, and the wind chill factor is like in the 20s. So that's not anything we're really accustomed to. It seems to be becoming the norm, though, after last February and the freeze that we had. But here we are, bundled up, drinking hot cocoa, talking to y'all.
We were going to do this in the garden because we were like, our first live. Let's make it look great. You know, that perfect lighting, you know, in the garden. And then it was cold and the wind was blowing. And the last thing, we don't have some super awesome setup. We are content with our little setup. We have a tripod, and then his phone is on there. I was like, the last thing we need is the tripod just kind of like, and everything just plummeting, and we're like, hey, wait, we gotta fix this. So we're like, okay, let's just go in the shed. It'll work. Perfect lighting. how real is this? Like, I mean, come on. Folgers, a little tin for the tools.
No green screen here, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. Who needs a green screen? Like, dusty, old barbecue. Come on, how real does it get? My plants died in my garden. Oh, I know. But it's winter, Kiana. I had to keep telling myself this. I'm like, we were very blessed with extended time to garden, to grow greens, etc. And winter should have happened already. But here we are in January, and it just started. And I was like, okay, I'm going to save what I feel like I can, you know, like my new tunnel beds. But anything outside of that, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's winter. And a great time right now is to amend your soil with more compost or a cover crop, and just let it do its thing until it's time to plant. You can actually get some grow lights if you want now and start tomatoes, peppers, and things like that so they can be ready to grow and transplant into the garden in the springtime. Oh, you can do garlic too. You can put garlic in, onions in, the starts. And just so that can hold you over, because I know we're all gardeners and we're so excited. I know I am. I'm like that. So just amend the soil. You can start getting that compost pile together.
But yeah, at Bar Run, 11 degrees and snow Thursday, you can keep it. I love the snow personally. I like this type of temperature. I would rather be bundled up and get myself warm than to be sitting outside burning and sweating. So yeah, you can have that weather. We love it here when it comes, but we're thankful when it leaves as well.
Yeah. I mean, we were looking forward to the cooler weather, but yeah, snow is not fun until like the first day. The first day it's like, oh my word, it's snowing. How exciting. It's wonderful. The children are bundling up, got socks on their hands because we're in Texas and we don't have mittens. And they're running outside and everything is wonderful. And then an hour passes, they're inside and their little hands are frozen, their faces are blue. And then we're like, okay, son, you can come back out now. That's just our reality.
Yeah. And thankfully, we got that wood stove installed. If you haven't watched that video, by the way, great video to watch. It was very interesting putting that in for the very first time and doing that. But we're thankful to have that in, and it's really helped.
We're definitely not biased or anything about that video being so wonderful.
Hey, I worked hard on that video.
You did.
There was so much editing in there.
At least a solid week of 0 degrees. Whew, we aren't happy. Gotta have a good freeze to reduce bugs and disease.
I agree with you on there.
This is true.
Definitely.
This is true. I can't say the bugs have been terrible.
We had mosquitoes like literally 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We were getting eaten up by mosquitoes in the garden and we had flies and everything. I'm like, this is the end of December.
I had caterpillars eating my parsley and I was just like, those poor caterpillars are not going to make it. They're not going to make it. It's about to be cold. I felt so terrible.
Yep.
But tons of aphids on my calendula. I kind of sprayed them off, but it was an abundance. It was a lot.
But for those, I know we're talking about weather and stuff here. So for those of you wondering, we're actually from, I've said it before, Northeast Texas. So I mean, if you know kind of the Dallas, DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area, we're kind of around there, kind of to the east of it.
Yes.
So that's kind of where we are located here. So, and obviously we don't have a large property. I think we're on a little under half an acre is what we have.
Right.
I square footed our garden before, but I've already forgot the square foot of it. But it's a relatively small area of the half acre that we have.
Yeah. Yes. It's it's tiny compared to the rest of the yard. And I know on camera it could look like our perfect little angles can make it look so big. And I just want to say this to encourage any of you who have a smaller yard. You can pack quite a bit in a smaller area. I'll have to just take a video of just like on the outside, just a fast little thing of how much we're working with for the garden. We have 3 regular raised beds. What are they, 4x6?
Yeah, 4x6.
We have a keyhole raised bed. I forgot the dimensions on that. The keyhole.
Keyhole is, I forget it too. It's like 3 foot by 4 foot, and then the back section is like 4 foot by 6 foot.
Yeah, we have a video on that one. And then the rest kind of we go by a back to Eden method, which is pretty much permaculture. We build our soil with mulch and compost, and we just do a layer system, a layer method where we layer that on and don't do a till or anything. So after 2 years of that, we've been just planting a little bit of perennials in the ground. We don't just use the raised beds anymore. We plant in ground things like oregano.
Hey, homesteading pastor.
Hi!
Good to see you, sir.
Sage, thyme, man, just any perennials we can knock in there, we do.
Yeah.
I really believe in using perennials, native plants, because it builds your garden and it brings so many beneficial insects as well as the pests. But the beneficial ones, or even the pests will go to your natives and your perennial plants that you care about. They're beautiful, but they're not your veggies. They're not the ones you're consistently picking. So it helps a lot with that. We really like to turn our entire yard eventually into a more native, perennial, and garden space.
Yeah, and like you said, bar run forge. It's all about space. I agree. We wanted a huge garden area, and we still kind of do. But we're definitely making work with what we have. And I don't want to overexpand to where it's too much work and to where we can't get out there and really maintain with what we have. So we're making work with what we have. And for anyone that's in that way, we stress very much about small. Like, don't worry about the large picture, Don't look at everyone's garden and be like, man, I want that huge garden, Start small, start with what you can. Things you're going to eat, things that you'll take care of, and then just build upon that. And that's a smart thing.
Talk about rabbits. That was coming.
It was
coming. Hold on, that's our son.
Something. Do you know something?
What?
You know that Nazi's made a big nest and we're cleaning it up.
Okay, can you put on your coat?
Yeah,
if you're
I was
outside,
just going to say that. Our son just comes up to us saying he's proud of himself because he's cleaning up his mess that he made. And he not only came over here to talk about that, but he has a t-shirt on.
Short sleeve shirt.
It's cold. It's cold. Rabbits. We have a 5-cage hutch that my husband built. Did you recorded that build, I think.
I didn't record the build. I went over it.
He went over it.
Yeah.
Yes, an overall thing. Mistakes and all, but it's working out. It's doing great. We have 2 bucks, 3 does, which does are the females, bucks are the males. Each cage is like 3 by 3, right?
Yeah, it's a perfect 3-foot square.
Yes, yes. So they have enough space to kind of walk around. The water system we have is 2 buckets on one side of the hutch, the little tubing to go to each cage, and it has a nipple for the rabbits to drink the water out of that. So anytime they run out of water, we're able to just fill up the bucket system and they receive that water. But because it's cold right now, or this morning was very cold, our water froze. So we ended up having, I don't know if I have one in here. Yes, hold on just a second. We have these rubber buckets. This one is very dirty because obviously they weren't drinking out of that one.
I think it was one for our chickens that we had at one time.
Yeah. But we have a rubber bowl system for them. Now we just fill up the water. It's a little more time consuming because our bunnies, they are in a hutch and they are in the shade. They are protected, but they are not in an area like this.
Yeah.
So their water does get froze, so we have to keep up with that consistently. And what else about the rabbits?
With the buckets, it's 2 5-gallon buckets. So we have right at 10 gallons worth of water that goes to them. And of course, we have a tubing system to each hutch with a nipple. I'm going to do a video on that Not sure when, but I've been talking about wanting to do a video on the watering system and kind of a better setup that we have on the hutch. Because the one that we did before, I think it was a quick overview. I talked a little bit about it, but we've added things to it. We've had some trial and errors on things that we would like to touch on and speak on. All right, bye.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
coming.
much for coming. So we're gonna do another video on that, a more in-depth one, and kind of go on things that we've messed up on, things that we should have done better on. Because to me, those are videos that are a huge plus and a huge bonus. Are the ones that are saying, "Hey, this is where I messed up, so don't do this. Do it another way."
Hi, Nikki.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, that's exciting. I get excited when people we know come on here. It's exciting. I don't know. This is much more chill than Facebook and even Instagram. Although I do like Instagram, but they're ran by Facebook now. But I do like YouTube. I'm thankful for YouTube. I'm thankful for the community, my friends. I feel like we both feel like we have a YouTube degree when it comes to learning things on YouTube. I have a
University.
lot of university degrees that they need to send me just from watching all of your videos. So I enjoy it, and I'm thankful that we all have such a beautiful community and we can learn from each other, because there's a lot of things that we didn't just grow up, on a homestead or in a active farm to learn a lot of these things. It's a lot of research, a lot of videos, and we're thankful for that. We're thankful for everybody just chipping in, and I feel like the village, we have a lot of village on here that teaches us what to do for a lot of things. Back to the rabbits. Okay, so $2, 3 females, does. We move each female into the males, when it's time to breed. They're all separated. There's no crazy breeding going on. We're very careful with spacing out bunnies as well. The baby bunnies, it takes 29, 30 days for for when she's bred to have the bunnies. They need a nesting box. We put that in 7 days before her due date. Then her babies are born in the nesting box. We make sure they have fresh hay. We make sure to check on them. We don't touch them too much until they're a little older. I don't know, probably like a week, just to get them used to people, because we don't just do meat. We do we do sell those super sweet ones. We have New Zealand's. We have Tamuk, which is Texas A&M bred. They're good for the heat. We have a mix, a Tamuk and New Zealand mix, which she is the best. Like, out of all of our rabbits, Honey is the mix, and she's so sweet. She gives us the most rabbits, the biggest litters, and she's getting older now, and it's making me so sad, because eventually we won't have her. We're gonna have to replace her, but she's awesome. I love her. She's awesome. So we've been pretty consistent with our meat rabbits and selling the bunnies, to friends. I have my friend Nikki on here. She's gotten one of our bunnies, and she spoils that rabbit. And it's so sweet. I love watching that. Hey, whatever just brings you joy, whether you want meat or you want a family friend, in your bunny, that's whatever your family feels best with.
And for the bunnies, how much do we sell them for? Because I can't remember. I always change the price and she gets mad at me. I think it's like $45.
Yes, it depends on your area, really.
It does.
I mean, I know people up north, they're like, yeah, I pay $60 to $100. I'm like...
And it also depends on if they are, what's the word I'm looking for?
Pedigreed.
Pedigree. So if you have a pedigree rabbit, which it pretty much, you have the genealogy of the rabbit. So you know their mother, their grandfather, their great-grandfather, and they're like, you know that they're full-blood Tamuks or they're full-blood New Zealand. Those cost a little more expensive because you're paying for a piece of paper stating where they come from.
But it's important for those who sell their rabbits for, show.
Yes.
For show.
The like pedigree, 4-H and things like that.
It helps a lot.
It
helps a lot, especially when you want to do that and know what kind of babies you're popping out. I know Honey, our Tamuk, New Zealand, she gives us all sorts of color babies. They are the cutest and sweetest, but you never know what you're getting with her. You really don't.
It's the funniest thing too. But yes, to answer your question, Andrea, we have three does. So we have 3 females. We have 2 bucks, 3 females that we have here, and those are our breeders. And they do great. I mean,
we leave them in the cage with mama for 7 weeks.
Yep.
Sometimes
babies.
a little early if they've already nursed. And you usually know, especially with Honey, she'll have like 11 rabbits at the same time. And 3 foot by 3 foot is a good size, but for 11 baby bunnies, it's a lot. So we'll usually take them out probably 6 weeks. Usually she's done nursing by then. And we'll put them in a tractor. We have on the ground tractors where they can get grass and they have their food, etc. They run around until they're ready for a new home, in which at 7 weeks we're ready to, give them new homes, unless we're waiting 12 to 14 weeks to process them. We really need to make another video for that. We're not going to show you the process, because this I don't know, not a lot of people want to see that. There's a lot on YouTube. I mean, we've came across a ton of videos of how we learn to process the rabbits. So we're not going to necessarily do that. Where did you purchase them from? Oh, okay. So there's a few Facebook pages. I think there's a Texas rabbit page, meat rabbit page or something like that. That's where we found the people. That's how we got our rabbits, really. Oh, and my friend, didn't Bland's Promised Ranch give us one? I don't know, or she was going to. But I don't think we got one from her. But I don't know. I have another friend on a gardening page who ended up giving us honey and chocolate, matter of fact.
Yeah.
They're the sweetest. It's kind of, you have to know what you're looking for. I would go on YouTube and look at the show rabbit videos to kind of see what you're looking for in buying a rabbit, making sure that their back's all aligned and etc. and their teeth are okay. Because I know sometimes they'll try to sell you overbite bunnies that don't do that. Check their nails. Just make sure the rabbits are healthy and ask them about the litters they've had before. We kind of just do everything spirit-led. Like, Lord, is this okay? If I feel anything uneasy, I am out of there. Him too. With anything in our life, if something makes us feel a little uneasy, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So just make sure, or follow some pages for a while. Like, if you find somebody who sells rabbits, follow their page for a while. Look at their setup. Try to ask them questions. Usually people who take pride in their litters, etc., they're going to tell you the details. They're going to tell you what they feed them. They're going to tell you how they give them water. All, like, what their system is. That's a good thing to look for. Because if they're doing that, then obviously they know what they're doing. And they take pride in their breeding system. So that's always a good thing.
And it's also going to depend on, like she said, whether you're trying to breed them for, like, show or you're trying to breed them for meat rabbits. That's all going to come into play too, on what breed you want to buy and all that. That's something we looked into as well. We figured out that New Zealand's and Tamuks were the best for meat rabbits because they get the largest and they produce the most meat. And they also are beautiful coats if you get the right ones. So we can sell for pets as well.
And we have pedigree on our New Zealands.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I made sure we got that just in case. We had people who asked. I mean, why not? I mean, we paid a little extra. We plan on doing this not only for our family, but for others. So, I mean, it's just something that was going to stick. And if it wasn't working, we would find a way to make it work. Because I think anyone who is who has a smaller space, who is able to do something like this with animals, get chickens, get rabbits.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so simple. We would love to be able to get a cow, etc., but we just don't have the land. We're not in the area for it. Eventually we will. But rabbits and chickens have been the easiest, best startup thing. Just make sure you do a lot of research. Hi, NS Co Bar and MB Heritage Farms, Whitney, Andrea. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming on. I'm excited. I was kind of worried. I was like, we're going to go live and nobody's going to watch. but or I thought I was gonna talk too much because I can talk a little bit much. So I have a whole list of topics stuck to our tripod right now that I typed up and printed out to try to keep on task.
And if y'all have any other questions, I know y'all been asking, some of y'all have been asking a few, so keep those coming as well. We love it. I mean, because there are some things that we may not have thought of that y'all have questions of that we could always answer.
Right.
And go for that. So, I mean, rabbits, another great thing about rabbits, if you get them, is their manure is great fertilizer. It's cold fertilizer, so you can put them directly on top of your plants and it's not going to burn your plants. Like chicken, cow, horse, all that stuff, you have to let it decompose. You got to let it break down, and you got to do all that.
They're hot compost, but rabbits are cold.
So you can just put them right in your garden, right around the plant's base, and allow that nutrients to go right into the soil.
And another thing that we do with our rabbit manure, not all the time we're putting it in the garden, which is great, but we also raise worms. We have a worm bin that you can feed your worms with the manure along with our children are having a heyday right now because we're on this, like we're in the shed and this is the opening. They have quilts over the swing set, having like a clubhouse. They're having the best time of their life right now because we're alive.
They built a fort outside.
So we're trying to focus on you, but we're like, are they really like? But you know what? It happens. It's not every day that it's cold and they're excited. I don't know. But it's just funny. I wish you could kind of see what we're seeing, which is kind of a mess. So I guess not. But we have a worm bin. Super easy to start.
Yes.
Even if you are in like even smaller area. Vermicomposting is so simple to do. Get some worms from a local nursery. Red wigglers are awesome. Put some cocoa coir, some old potting soil, not a ton, just like for the bottom. Put some veggie scraps, newspaper, anything you would normally compost. Put it in there, not a ton, little at a time, and the red wigglers will eat all that up, and what you have is worm castings. That is amazing for the garden. And we also top it off with the rabbit manure when we can and put water on it. Hi, Jordan.
Hey, buddy.
We put water on it, just so it's not so dry because they don't like things that are too dry, but they also can't be super wet. You drill holes in your bin. I mean, there's tons of videos on that too. I want to make a video on that very soon because a lot of people are asking me about that. Worm castings are so easy to make as long as you have a system set up. And they're expensive. That casting is expensive at the store, but it's amazing for fertilizer. So totally recommend that. What did you see? So I didn't know if you wanted to answer a question or something.
No, Whitney just said, when can we visit? I said when it gets warmer.
Right.
To build those hoop,
Yeah.
Wow, I've heard.
Hoop covers.
Hoop covers, whatever you want to call them. I forgot. But those things are amazing. That's another great thing that we added to our garden this year to help extend our growing season, which with the crazy weather, it extended it anyways. But it's helped a lot insulate those plants and to keep them moving forward throughout the year. We had peppers. We were harvesting peppers like far into.
We just cut them down for overwintering. Like
probably beginning of December.
I don't.
Maybe
mid-December we had cut overwinter them. We have a video on overwintering peppers. We literally just cut it into a Y shape, take all the leaves off, everything, and we let it. You can bring it inside. You can dig it up, put it inside on a window, south-facing window if you have one, or like we have the covers now, so we left them in there, mulched really well, so they can stay just until spring. And you can have more peppers. We overwintered last year, and our peppers were doing amazing. Amazing. You can explore our homestead. Yes, I want to go over there. We haven't gone yet. We do have, we have 3 more children, so it's going to be 5 children. So as long as you don't mind about that, maybe we can get a thing of nachos, a bowl of chili or something.
Yeah.
And then
nachos,
we can contribute.
Always good. I'm always down for some nachos. And definitely, I haven't fished in a long time, so I'm always down for some fishing. I mean, I don't really get away to do it, and it's not really anything that I would just go do. But if someone invites me, I'm all for it. I love fishing. It's a good time.
Well, it is not even something that we don't go do. It's just we don't have anywhere great to do it. We just
Or
don't
time
have a great
and really to do it.
My sister, she fishes all the time. I mean, she's always fishing. I need to hook up with her one day. I don't even know. But yeah, the time thing is what it is.
It is.
Let me see if there was any questions. Oh, guess what? We want more fruit trees. We have one apple tree. We just got some figs in my greenhouse thing. But we want more fruit trees. We don't have the space to do it because of we have a trampoline, we have the children's swing set.
Yeah, like half our
Sorry, the child just like came from, I don't know where she came from. But so we're going to do fruit trees in the front yard.
We're going to do like a whole orchard up there.
We have a great spot. It's like the same amount of space as what our garden is now.
Yep.
We're planning on just piling it up with fruit trees, of course, in the right spacing, you know.
Yeah.
We'll document that, but yeah, I'm so excited. So if you're in the area and you want to share some fruit trees or sell us some fruit trees kind of cheaper than what I can buy them, hey, hello, let's do this. Maybe we can swap some stuff.
Yeah, because we had a peach tree at one time that I transplanted. She gave that look because I butchered it to death. It was before I knew anything about fruit trees. Our apple tree is actually doing really well. This past year we got, I think, three apples off of it, which was our first year to get anything off of it. But I'm learning the pruning process and how to take care of it and everything. And that's what happened to the peach tree.
He was
butchered
excited.
it to death.
See, he was so excited.
I was.
First off, I'm gonna tell you the sad part about that poor peach tree. It was behind our fence. Nobody owned that little area, or we did, but we just didn't have our fence far enough.
Yeah.
He was like, "Look, a peach tree! Yay! Let's put it in our garden." So we were so excited. He spent all this time digging that thing up because it was not super small either.
No, it was a good sized peach tree.
He dug it up, dug the hole, put everything in there, made it so happy, put it in there, and then he was like, "Okay, I have to prune it," which it was the time to prune it. It was fine. But it was just over pruning.
I think I pruned over 60 or 70% of the tree.
It was bad.
So it just
it died. It was so sad.
It was before I knew anything about it.
Yeah.
How old is our apple tree? I think this is our third season to have it. Second season?
No, definitely old. Probably 3.5 years or so.
Well, I think we bought it when it was already 2, so I think it's like 5 years old.
Okay, yes.
So it's like 5 to 6 years old, our apple tree is right now.
And it just started producing fruit this fall.
Yeah, and like I said, we only have one. So I know it's self-pollinating, the type that we got. But they say if you have more than one apple tree, it produces more.
Well, yeah, when most fruit is kind of like that.
So that's another thing.
I can't wait to get more peach trees.
I can't either. I love peaches.
We're doing it. But it's just not yet. But we will do it.
Yeah, we want to get peaches. We want to get plums. We want to get another apple tree. And then I think there's one other fruit we were doing. Was it persimmons?
Persimmons, because
Yes.
I wanted fruit all year long, well, as much as we can, kind of in the different seasons.
We want to extend the harvesting season of our fruit.
And I've seen so many good recipes for persimmons. So I'm excited. I'm excited. We love fall baking and fall cooking, so I wanted those flavors.
Yeah.
You guys are doing great.
Well, thanks.
You. It helps that we both talk.
It does.
I think so. I think it helps that we both talk, and we're so excited about what we do. When you're passionate about what you do and how you live, and it's just exciting to talk about, and it's I don't know, it just works, right?
Yeah.
It works.
And honestly, we've gotten a lot too from watching other people's lives, watching them and feeding off of that, and be like, man, that's awesome, you know, and seeing exactly how it works. And you know, getting into this journey of homesteading has been a God thing from the beginning. It seemed like it just pushed us into it, and we just hit the ground running, and we're like, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And God has just been giving us more and more knowledge and connecting us with more people that has given us knowledge on what to do. Because like she said, we started off with just chickens and a little couple raised beds. And then we've kept the chickens, we've expanded our flock, we've got rabbits now, we've expanded our garden. We're looking at doing more and more. So it's...
And with that, don't think you need all this money.
You don't.
I'm going to tell you right now, we did not have all this. We don't even have all this money now. But little by little, you know, you just build. I mean, we lived in pretty much a mother-in-law suite that was like 500 square foot.
Yeah.
With 4 children.
4 kids.
And 500 square foot. That was our home. And we lived with his family, whom owns a ranch. We were able to start gardening there and trying to get in there in the ground and trying to understand what we were doing. After that, we saved money and we were able to buy our home. Now it's 1,200 square.
1,300 square
about
feet.
1,300 square foot.
Hi.
And we're so content in our under a half-acre yard. We started with chickens, like he said, and we built the coop. No. My sister gave us a really small little coop to start us off.
Yep.
We used pipe, like plumber's pipe, and chicken wire to keep them in a small area.
Yep.
Wow, we've come a long way. I feel like we should make a video and to like put some pictures on there so people can understand.
I don't know.
Little
have to
by
look to see if we
little,
got pictures.
I think I do. I was so proud of that little coop. I'm surprised Peter didn't hit me up. I was like,
it was
little
bad.
by little, you build and you start seeing what works, and you start seeing, even on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and you start getting to know homesteaders around the area, people who garden around the area, and you're like, or even dumpster diving. We have no shame in looking for things and being like, oh, we could use. Okay, I have no shame. We could use this. Just don't come into it like, oh my word, I need $10,000 to do what I need to do. No, little by little, just build what you want. Just small at a time. We got rabbits way after. Our garden slowly has just been getting built. And we're at a point where we're like, okay, right now we need a lot of mulch to remulch our garden.
If anyone knows a local arborist, let me know so we can get some mulch. I've been searching for one. We had one in the past, last contact with them. But other than that, so sorry.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Because we need the mulch. We need to get it. If not, then I'm going to be kind of paying for it.
Yeah.
And getting it little by little. But hey, it's not a
chip
problem.
drop is awesome if it's good for your area. Chip drop's not the best for our area. Not a lot of people are signed up with that, so we don't get anything. But I usually kind of just like, hey, do you have chips? Like if I see a gardening like truck or something, I'm like, hey, do you got chips?
Yeah.
I'll try to send them our way.
Whitney, as far as where do we get our seeds, there's been a few places that we've gone through to get it and to do that. But now that we've gotten a little more established and we know what works, we try to save our seeds.
Yeah, and when we first started, it was
Johnny's Select Seeds.
Johnny's Seeds, Baker Creek Seeds. And
there was another one like Whitehead Seeds or something. And that's local to Texas, I think, the Whitehead Seeds or something like that.
Yeah, but I didn't like a lot of theirs because they didn't have a lot of organic options. And when you want to start right, you want to do it right, you want organic, you want the non-GMO, you want the good stuff. Okay, if you want to grow organically. We grow organically. That was part of the reason why we started gardening to do that. We do save a lot of seeds. One year, there's a woman named Sally. She's in the area. I say her name because she posts a lot of gardening pictures on a lot of pages. She was blessed with, a serious abundance of seeds, like boxes and boxes and boxes, because I guess a farmer or whatever, they would rotate their seeds out. Like they would technically expire if the date was on there, so he would get rid of them. So he gave her an abundance, and she pretty much opened it up to all the gardeners, and we went over there and we got seeds. So it was awesome. So we're still going through those. They were expired in 2018. It's 2022, and they're still working. They're still germinating. We've just been really blessed in that aspect. We give as much as we can.
She gave so many of those seeds away.
Because, I was feeling guilty taking the seeds. I was like, that's a lot of seeds. He was over there, go get the bags.
I told her, listen, they were Home Depot large cardboard boxes full of them, and they were trying to get rid of
At least
them.
50. Like,
I told them, I
it
was
was
like,
no joke.
And the lady told her, if you grab a box, that's fine. You can have a whole box. She's over here like with little bags, like filling up. I'm like, babe, just grab the whole box.
I felt bad.
I'm like,
But
man.
the ones that we did get a lot, and I was able to donate a lot.
Yeah, she did. She made a lot of goodie bags for other people that she knew starting gardening and stuff, and handed it to them.
And then you get to the
So-
point where you learn how to save seeds, and
Daddy,
it's
I need to
awesome.
say something.
What, puppy?
I love you.
I love you. Okay, you need to go inside and warm up, buddy. You're cold.
But we have to.
Just for a little bit. Maybe like 10
We're
minutes.
playing.
Hollis Lamar. 10 minutes in the house, and then you can come back outside. Thank you.
Gotta love parenting.
That's our baby. That's Hollis. That is our baby, and you know what? He's the hardest to parent, but he's a sweetheart.
Baker. Do we get Baker seeds?
The Baker Creek catalog, I haven't
Yeah.
got it yet.
Okay. But yeah, that's another place. Baker seeds.
Yes, Baker's Creek. Also rareseeds.com.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
he's
has
grown.
grown.
Daddy, I
He
need to
has.
say something.
What, buddy?
Can we have a popsicle?
No, not right now.
Go inside to warm up, and then he wants a popsicle. Guys! Go inside for about 10 minutes and then come back outside. Just warm up a little bit. Parenting.
Yeah, gotta love it. It's all part of the homesteading, though. You know what?
So I have on here some things we didn't discuss, like mistakes we've made this year. Well, last year. Yeah, last year. I want to talk about gardening mistakes real quick. Our dog is like peeing in front of me. It just looks weird. But I'm like, really? Out of the whole yard?
She chose literally right in front of my shed where my doors are for her potty area.
Yeah, it's bad.
So it's like a bomb shelter. Every time I go off, I got to make sure I'm not stepping on anything. It's very annoying.
Yes. Okay. So gardening, just keep up with mulching. Keep up with weeding.
Yes.
When you make a new raised bed, amend it very well with the good stuff before you plant things, because you end up getting excited, overzealous. You start planting your things and you're like, oh no, it like comes up and it's like green and then it's yellow and then it's not growing. It's because your soil is not amended, it's too compact, or like it just doesn't have the richness of the fertilizers, compost, etc. So give it some time, amend your soil before you plant in the springtime. That's happened to me before. Not kidding. It's very difficult when you plant in soil that's not good. So that was a big fail. Our new bed, I thought I amended it enough. I didn't. We grow heavy feeding plants. Like we love squash.
Yeah.
We love pumpkins, all melons. Those are heavy feeders and they need good amending in their soil. They need to eat. So make sure that you do that before you even plant this year. Our rabbit fails. I don't think we failed with our rabbits. It's just the water system, keeping up with the water system, making sure they have water, making sure they have hay, like normal stuff for rabbits. You just got to care for them, make sure that they eat just like we do. They need their food. They need their water. So, when you do get rabbits, make sure you are not breeding everybody and then you have like 40 baby bunnies. Like they have to go somewhere. So make sure you have a place for them. So don't breed all your herd and then have all these baby bunnies and then you're stressing out. You're like, where do I put them? You know, that's a big thing. Making sure in Texas when you're breeding the rabbits, you're not breeding past a certain time. If you like the heat in the summer, I told my wonderful husband, I was like, we cannot breed anybody else right now because it's going to get hot. We don't breed in the summer because it's too hot. He was like, oh, be okay. We bred one and we were like stressing because she was stressed out. She had the babies early. It was just not a good situation. Make sure you check the weather on that. Because stressed rabbits are not good rabbits. Rabbits, they'll drop like flies if they're not happy. So, chickens, we've had good chickens.
We have.
We haven't had it. Praise God, Lord, please don't put it down on us, but they haven't had sicknesses, diseases. They've had nothing. They've been amazing chickens. They're blessed. But you do have to worry about the mites and all that stuff. Keep up with the chickens. Watch them. Don't just let them kind of do their thing.
Yep.
Check every now and again if they're walking right and they're laying right. Look at the eggs. Make sure they have enough calcium. Make sure their feed is good. We haven't had many fails with that at all. We've actually just moved them. We have a video on this too. We got them a new coop, got them the electric fence.
Well, we did have a fail.
Oh, we did?
She says we don't. But as of right now, we're like half our flock of what we used to have.
That was our fault.
It was, because I had that amazing coop, the electric fence and everything, and I just got lazy one night, and I didn't lock them up, didn't turn the fence on, and lo and behold, the skunk got up in there and ate half our chicken flock, killed half our chickens.
And how did we know it was a skunk?
We knew it was a skunk from the fact that all the chickens were still there, all their heads were attached, and all the blood was drank out of it. From doing research, if it was a fox, they would have taken the chicken. We've had foxes here before. They would have taken the chicken, eaten the head, and left it. Same with the possum, would have eaten just the head or something. But from what I looked at, skunks are the only ones that will just drink the blood of the chicken and leave the whole chicken. They don't care about it. They just want the blood out of it. So that was one fail that we had with the chicken coop. That was just due to laziness.
Yeah.
If you have it, make sure you lock them up and protect them, because after all, they are keeping your family where they need to be. So that is one fail we had with the chickens.
Yeah. That was sad. So yeah, the chickens, that was a fail. And then the heat thing with Cookie's bunnies, as terrible as it is, we ended up losing 3 of her rabbits because it was just too hot. It was too hot, and she was stressed, so she had her babies early. So yeah, don't breed too far into the summer unless you have got it going on. We do have fans and we do water bottles, but we just weren't prepared at that moment in time.
It's just too hot. I mean,
It was too hot.
in Texas, it gets 100, 105, and that's not counting
Which
heat
the
index.
heat wasn't too much the problem. It's just she was pregnant
Yes.
and it was hot, and we just messed up. So
Yeah.
there we go. Gardening,
Hi.
like I already told you, yeah, the weeding. Preserving food. Who preserves food? I want you to comment, do you preserve food? How do you do it? We have been freezing a lot of food lately.
Yes.
That is my favorite way currently, because pressure canning is a lot of work. That's the only reason why freezing is my favorite way, because pressure canning is a lot of work.
Yeah, and we actually just got our pressure canner this year.
Yeah.
So we haven't really gotten too much into it and dove too much into it.
We will.
We will, definitely. We want to be able to can more. But like she says, as of right now, we had so much stuff coming in. We hadn't had a chance to do all that. So right now we vacuum seal. We use a vacuum sealer. We vacuum seal it, and then we put it away in a freezer, freeze it, and use it for later.
Hello, Hedgehog's Homestead.
Yes, hello.
And anyone else I didn't say hello to, I'm sorry. I see you're there. Hello.
I just hit the wave.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Like you wave, or you
Yeah.
like hit a wave?
No, I wave.
Oh, I thought it was like a button you can hit the wave. I was like, show me how to hit the wave.
I can. There's a comment. There's an emoji of a wave hand.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, learning to can is something we are really in the process of doing. We've canned
Beans.
Beans, yes. We've done beans.
We've water bath canned
Salsa.
sauce. We love making our own sauce. Now that we can do it, oh man, it's the best.
Yeah.
Water bath canning is awesome. We love it. Now we're just trying to venture into the pressure canning.
Yeah.
I'm a little scattered, so I need him with me when we do that, so we can keep up with the times and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Dehydrating. We've done jerky, rabbit jerky, and it's been delicious. But as far as dehydrating, it's a lot. It takes a lot of time, and
It does.
I have to make sure everything's sliced just right. I have to it's a lot of work.
Yeah, for us dehydrating, especially with the size of family.
Yeah.
I mean, our family's not huge, but we do, like she said, we have another family living with us. So that kind of adds a little bit. But
Yes.
even with that, when we have all of our children here, we'll have 4 kids. So dehydrating, you can dehydrate things and it's gone in one day. So you spend like 18 hours dehydrating
Well, yeah,
something,
it's like you're
and
so
it's gone.
excited. You know, you're like, I'm going to dehydrate fruit. I'm going to dehydrate strawberries and blueberries. And it's in there for hours. And you're like, yes, I've done it. And then you get the bag and you're like,
Yeah.
Then you got children fighting over 2 pieces of blueberry. I want some more. And you're like, no, I spent all this time doing this. I'm eating the blueberries. But so like we just got to make a better schedule for that if we are going to do that. Like, I mean,
And homesteading pasture freeze drying, we've looked into it.
oh, so much money, but we want to do it.
That's like, you know, between canning and that, those are the 2 things that we really want to get.
Well,
and
that we can afford.
yeah, because we can't really do the freeze drying right now. I don't want to spend the money on
That's a lot of money.
what is needed, but that's the next step in that 2 or 3 more.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's probably what we need for
And we
our
don't-
family.
Our kitchen too, the way our kitchen is set up, we don't have the counter space or the method to do like multiple, because the dehydrator we have now is like a 5-tier dehydrator, and it does quite a bit. But I've looked at the ones that are larger than that, and they're like industrial size, and it just, the cost of it to us is not really worth what we would get out of it. So right now we just we just freeze what we can. And this year we're going to really harp more on to canning and getting into that, because thankfully we have a little more time this year to do that.
We need consistency.
Yes.
I believe with
Yes.
everything that's very important.
Yeah, and
to
like
be consistent with stuff. That's something I struggle with. But hallelujah, Lord, this year we are going to be better at being consistent with certain things.
And Belinda and Chuck, like you said, doing it a little here and there, like she said, consistency. The problem is we'll harvest so much and we'll forget to do it, or we'll get busy, not be able to do it. And all of a sudden we have large quantities of things to do, and then we're overwhelmed. So our quickest and simplest method is vacuum seal it, throw it in the freezer, and go.
So easy.
Consistency is definitely what we need to work
And
on.
I can just open the bag, or I can just let it sit for a little bit, open it up, and dump it. I am the queen at like just pop it out, dump it, and let's make a stew, a soup, a casserole, a stir fry. I mean, stuff that's, man, I love it. I'm so thankful. That's why we want to get more into canning, not even just to have preserved for later on for if emergencies happen, which is very important. We are stocking our shelves that way. I buy organic flowers from Costco.
Yeah.
I buy a lot of the bulker things from Costco. I need to go on that one site, but I forget what it's called.
Azura?
Is that what it is? Azure or something? I need to go on there and get some more things. But we love just to be able to get out of church, come home, grab something, dump it out, and it's already cut up, because I dice most things I put in the freezer that I know I'm going to use in certain foods. It's just awesome. We don't have the greatest counter space either. Yeah, we don't at all. But canning is where it is at for us. You need to come over and help me can. I still have your crock pot. It's been a long time. You got to come over. You can go back and can after you freeze it. Oh, I didn't know that.
You know what? Thank you.
That's cool.
I never thought about that. That's really smart. Wow.
I've never thought about that.
So basically we could freeze it to preserve it until we have time to can it, and then go in to can it. That's smart.
Yes, because as much as we do like freezing it, if something terrible, which it will not happen in Jesus' name, if something terrible is to happen to where our fridge messed up, or electricity and all that stuff in the freezer was to thaw out, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another reason why we need to get back, we need to start more pressure canning. So all your diced stuff you can into meals later. That's
another thing I've been looking
so
into
smart.
Is the canning meals. Like forget who it is. I keep up with someone on YouTube, and
I know she's like the queen of canning and stuff.
She does like roast beef.
Super nice kitchen, the wood in the back. I forgot her name. Homestead something.
Wow. Anyway, so her and her husband, they do a lot of that stuff, and I watched a lot of that, and it's inspired me, because That would be awesome to can a meal for your family to where all you have to do is come, dump the can out, and you got your meal ready to go.
Do we have a time? We definitely have.
Yeah,
to
we're
get
probably going to
together.
cut off at an hour.
Oh, I was gonna say, do we have to I didn't know what time, if it had a certain.
Have to get together.
Yeah.
Too long.
We're 54 minutes, 55 minutes almost. We're gonna try to cut it off at an hour, but.
We still have your crock pot, by the way.
Oh, I told her. Yeah,
Oh.
because I just said that.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
well,
I think he
it's
was
still
reading
there.
when I said that. Our goals. So we're gonna end this with our goals.
Yes.
The garden, just planning more things that we eat. Kindly, wow, that's an interesting word that I just made up.
Kindly.
We 1870s homestead. No, but I think I have seen their homestead before. We're at a point where we've been gardening for 5 years, 4 years, something like that, to where we have had our trial and error with a lot of things, and we know what we do not eat, and we know what we do eat, what works, what doesn't work. So this coming spring, I am definitely planning things I know we eat. I am going to be more persistent in that. We love squash, so if I am going to venture out into anything, it would just be another variety of squash. It wouldn't be, I don't know, some crazy plant that I know I'm not going to eat, or just because it's cool and pretty. We've had our share of, oh, this is fun, let's just do it, and then we're like, why did I grow this? So this year the goal is to make sure that the food we grow is going to be purposeful. It's going to be something we enjoy, we're able to can or freeze, and we're going to use in the meals. Yeah, that's pretty much my main thing for the garden. Our goals for our animals, just keeping up with them, keeping them happy, making more relationships with people in the area. Maybe we will get into... Yes, y'all, but you need shoes. Maybe we'll venture into getting a different breed of rabbits or more chickens. We definitely need more chickens, for sure.
More chickens. And another goal is
ducks. Yes.
Want to try ducks.
We're going to start ducks. We're going to tear down an area in our backyard where we have like our old chicken coop stuff, like frame and the swing set, which the children, they don't really play with that too much anymore. And we're going to, because we have another electric fence, we're going to do ducks. So if you have advice about ducks, be sure to comment and let us know your biggest advice. We're still doing a lot of research. I'm super excited about it. We want to do it right. I want to build them their own little pond, not huge, but just enough for them. We're super excited about that. Some goals as far, our orchard, our fruit orchard. Like I told you, we had a pig. See, I don't know about the pigs though. I don't know about the pig.
I'll support someone who grows pigs. I'll go
pigs.
I will buy pig from you. Like, I would do that. I will support you.
Yeah, I will grow pork. I will buy pork. Oh my word.
Grow pork.
We obviously are not to the pig raising, but ducks for sure.
Bye, homesteading pastor. Thank
you
y'all for
being
here.
You're awesome and so supportive and wonderful, and we love your videos. So yeah, animals, we're just gonna add some ducks maybe eventually. And our orchard, we're gonna add our fruit trees eventually. Yep. We just growing what we already have and pressure canning.
Yes.
For sure.
For sure.
Pressure canning.
Pigs, I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's like lowest on my list. I would rather get a Jersey cow or two.
No, pigs
before
are
I get
cute
a pig.
when they're so small, but they look kind of
Yeah.
gross. I don't know if I can just watch them like slopping all, eating their food. I don't know. I just can't. I can't do it. I don't know. Maybe eventually.
I mean, if you're growing pigs or raising pigs, growing pigs. If you're raising pigs, you know, like I said,
chicks to get more chickens or buy them. Okay, so incubating chicks. I would love to do it, but we'd have to have a setup. We have to get a setup together if we're going to do that, and we like doing.
And we don't have a rooster.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like roosters.
We don't have rooster. But what we normally do is we have a cousin who raises a lot of chickens. She goes crazy, gets chickens, incubates, buys a bunch from Tractor Supply, and then she always has an overabundance, and then we buy from her. So that's, I mean, we also help a family by doing that. We just buy the chickens from her. She already has them. They usually do great.
Yep.
No complaints. So we want to close this out with thanking you guys for being so supportive and coming on here, liking our videos, subscribing, watching us grow, because we're growing and you guys are watching it and we're watching ourselves grow and we're learning a lot from you guys. We appreciate the love and we're thankful. Please continue to share our page and to comment if you see anything that we can improve on. Please don't be afraid to comment. Let us know. We're still growing. We're still learning.
And if there's anything you would like to see done or more information on, let us know as well. We can do a video on that as well. So we got a lot of, I won't say a lot, but we have quite a bit of projects coming up that we're going to be doing here in the near future. So be on the lookout for those as well.
Also, I'm going to have some videos probably soon. I haven't really spoken to him
Whitney.
about, I'm going to have videos on homeschooling soon. Some of the curriculums we've been doing, what's been working, homeschooling during an adjustment, like a life shift that caught you off guard, because this year we had a really big life change.
Huge.
That kind of put us back a little bit on homeschooling.
Thank you, Glenda and Chuck.
Bye, thank you. But we are catching back up and it's working. We're thankful. So homeschool videos are coming. I'm excited to share what works for us. We have a daughter who is dyslexic, so we have some advice on that. And we have a son that child, you just talk around him and he absorbs everything. But he's also super hyper. So it's been fun trying to school him as well. So God bless you guys and thank you for everything.
Thank y'all so much. Again, Happy New Year. Looking forward to the videos that y'all are about to post as well. We will continue to do this and we'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.
God bless. Bye. Being all awkward here.